So we currently have 2 people in the party, in case you weren't here around. We have Carolyn Fern and Rex Murphy. I want to take this opportunity because I just wanted to end up showing you guys this. So, because I did say I was going to pull up some basic information beforehand, Carolyn Fern, as often seen within the games, is typically like this. And you can see that her portrait at the top is the exact same one. This is the portrait I believe they use throughout a lot of the board games. Apparently her newest picture is this one, however. She's the psychiatrist, and I believe the newest artwork is actually from the latest edition of Arkham Horror, which is supposed to play a bit differently than the version that I currently have available to me. Rex Murphy is an archaeologist that I don't fully get. This is his picture that was classically done originally with an Elder Sign, which is the dice-based version of Arkham Horror.
I like how
still
plays
good.
MILF and a DILF. There's no in-betweens.
Anyways. She's like 20.
Oh.
And Rex Murphy, as we know him, is actually more like that.
When are you going to start your Madden 2004 speedrun, by
the way? No, I'm talking. Love you. Come here. Rex Murphy. He's not a DILF.
DILF.
He's not old. He's young, okay? Now, the basics that I ended up saying that I was going to be working, that it looks like we're dealing with, is Shub Niggurath, who is known as that. That's one of the elder things, or the ancient ones, technically, according to Arkham Horror, the board game information. That's Shub Niggurath. That's what it looks like we're dealing with, because they keep on referencing goats. And goats, Shub Niggurath has 2 major things that I know of from the Arkham Horror franchise that are minions that he normally deals with, which is Goat Spawn and Dark Young, which are very possible we'll be dealing with the 2 of them. Dark Young look like trees until they start moving, and the Goat Spawn are basically young women from afar, but very obvious with lots of goat features and aspects to them as a result of it. So I'm kind of not looking forward to dealing with those, because classically within the board games, anything that's an eldritch being is a lot harder to deal with, and based on what we've seen just in the Asylum, that's the same for this game. I was trying to pull up the map. There's the map. I've not done much of this floor at all. There's a fight behind there, and I'd rather not deal with it if I can help it. No. Deep scratches and odd impressions mar the floor. Some of the deepest marks look very much like hoof prints. I realized what I did just after I did that. You feel the stability of your mind shatter. Sanity check. I don't want to go in there if those are hoof prints. Inside the unlocked cabinet, you find an item of note. She's gonna have a cigarette. I mean, she already has 11 damage. Fucking hell, I don't really have much in the way of healing items. Private diary, a journal in neat handwriting reads, "No one has sacrificed more than I have to lead the herd. No one has been more faithful, yet they deny me the privilege to welcome the mother and her new world. It's unfair. They say I lack certain necessary characteristics to accomplish our goal." Can I stretch that far to reach it? At the bottom of the otherwise normal potted plant, you spot something hidden. Unfortunately, it's just out of reach. Stretch. Inside the pod is a note. "I didn't take the shotgun, David, but we both know I would have won if the chief hadn't stopped our game. I hid it in the piano's secret compartment until things settled down." Where's the piano? Is that on the first floor? Neither one of us knows how to do that. Did I find a piano? Yeah, right there. It should be in this room. Let's find the weak spot and press it. Oh, the piano. Find flaws. Find something hidden inside the piano. You have found a new item. Sawed-off shotgun. You have found a new item. Shells. Yes. Shoot. I don't know how good he is with... The S3 piano description is definitely something they need to fix. We were fine before that. I think that's the only place where we've seen that. It'll heal her, but it's a sanity check. Please succeed. Fucking hell. Group of portrait of men and women dressed in white posing somewhere on the bayou. They must be members of the herd of Is it Algidi? I forget what. I think they said Algidi. But the photo appears to have been folded to fit the frame, hiding something on the left side of the image. You know, it's just storing my shotgun to the piano as I do. Oh wait, no, he's a reporter. He's not an archaeologist. I'm so confused. I remember Rex Murphy's a reporter. No, because Monterey Jack is the or Monterey Jones, whatever his name is the archaeologist. The take on Indiana Jones. On the wall hang ghost masks like those you've seen of the LGD cultists wearing. A gleam from one of them draws your attention, but something about the display gives you pause. Could that glimmer be the lure to a trap? This looks light enough to lift. Lift it. As you gently lift a mask, you discover a previously concealed item and hear a sudden jangle of bells disturbed by a string of attached to the mask. You hear the sound of rapid footsteps approaching. You take the item in the mask previously concealed, since you might as well gain something from this mistake. Chant to embolden the frightened, increase the target's offense. God damn it, she's going insane. Okay, the male cultist is 6 to 8 damage. She is 6 to 7. Cotton versus Butcher Knife, but I think that Butcher Knife deals sanity damage. Shit. Just attack. No, get him. Woo, 7. We're gonna just skip her turn. Or end it. Not skip it. End it. 3 for him to do that. Might as well. Can you hit? Why is it not letting me? Oh, he wasn't within range. Holy shit! The lady cultist style in the dress, though. Well, they're all supposed to be part of a dinner party, remember? Blinded. Right. Punch her. Punch her. Yes. In the face. Hit her with the pipe. Ugh. Bitch. I definitely see ways that they could have improved this game. So in the actual Mansions of Madness board game, you can run out of a room and have the enemy chase you. The enemies can also do shit in different rooms sometimes. There could have been a lot of benefit to additional things that you could do if you could just run away from the enemies. Now I'll write your obit as he murders her. Should we read out of the very obvious magical book? Eerie book. The old tome wall is upon a pedestal, suggesting it is especially important. Could it be the text Rex mentioned? Les Cultes des Ghouls. That's an actual card in Mansions of Madness, Les Cultes des Ghouls. Skimming the book, you see the descriptions of bizarre creatures from alien dimensions. Unfortunately, you realize it isn't the one Rex Murphy described to you. A large scroll on desk. It contains the description of the mask ceremony. Once an aspiring member has been deemed ready to join the herd, he's given a simple mask. Every milestone reached in the herd is rewarded by an additional decoration added to the mask. It can therefore be said that the bigger the mask, the more experienced the member. These rewards, masks, and decorations can only be attained when the sun is in Capricorn from late January to the middle of February. Ew. I do want the meat cleaver, but you have to do a sanity check every time you use it because of the amount of, like, gory damage it does. A stack of unpainted canvases suggesting there is at least one artist among the herd. One of them is not blank like the others, but its lines are as crude as those drawn by a child. Perhaps that is why it was kept with the blanks. You feel at peace. Water. What about this one? Large chest full of white clothes. Those at the bottom are stained pink as if the washer neglected to separate the whites from the colors. That's a fight in there. Ugh. What the fuck? Something about this bookcase strikes you as odd. It could be how little is stored on its shelves, or perhaps it's the draft you feel when standing close to it. well-worn scroll describing the course of a comet. It includes the diagrams of various constellations, one in particular surrounded by nigh illegible writing. Let's go to the one room. There's the one room downstairs where I think I heard that they had the key to what's his name cell, this one. His room. If we can get this key, so much for the talking curified it is. Nine damage, holy shit. Whoa! Just punch her. You hope the leader's mask is 3-foot-tall, massive gold jewels and horns strapped to their face. This guy has a knife. How much is it gonna move? Oh. Carolyn Fern using occultist magic. Oh shit. Ow. The fuck? Yeah, sure. Here, shotgun. Can she... She murdered him. This could have been avoided with the right therapy.
This painting seems familiar.
It is certainly a striking image.
I know. It's the same as the one at Professor Tilling's home.
You weren't even there.
Oh, of course. I have one just like it.
The professor sent inquiries to the herd about their research. Perhaps she also shared a copy of the painting.
Does this represent a step forward or a step back? The mythos is so close to going over. A gramophone and a fairly recent model of that. Perhaps the herd enjoys modern music. That's modern music. Several dishes remain on the table. The herd may have been their treacherous hosts, but their food was delicious. The sturdy cabinet doesn't appear to be locked, but something inside jams the doors shut. I could pull it out. That's from Rex. Pull. A magic bomb to any injury, healing the target. Book of Healing. Shit. Once I get him out of that room over there... I'll have extra time to get them. Where is he? Not here. He's down the hall. This house is really big. This is her fast walk speed, by the way. Can I say that her skirt is rather boring and dull? Like, she needs a belt. She needs an accessory. Don't have what you need to open this door. What did I need? Find the key. I don't remember where the key was supposed to be. She's gonna have to use that book of healing. They're both having issues. She's at 2 for sanity. Fuck's sake. There's another door I didn't check down here. Because it's also got enemies in it. Frick. Strange magic room. A well-worn scroll describing the course of a comet. It includes diagrams of various constellations, one in particular surrounded by non-illegible writing. Create a cipher key or find similarities. How about we try and see if we can find something? Simple telescope for amateur astronomers. The nearby note indicates whoever used it couldn't find the goat. An amateur indeed. Simple telescope for amateur enthusiasts. According to a note beside it, it's trained on the constellation Capricornus. This notebook contains many entries, but one is circled 3 times. Place the comet where it should appear to open the way. A large astronomy book. Surely it contains some sort of useful information. Oh, that's right. You could milk him if you want by doing this. Because he has a chance of always knowing the answer. It's stupid, though. Unless they changed it. Because he's not coming up with it anymore. Huge sanity check. Great. You're the one to blame. You deserve to be punished. You'll do it yourself. Medium chance of losing health. Medium chance of losing health every few steps. The fuck? She's like, I'm just done with this. I deserve this. Smallest constellation of the zodiac, Capricornus, is represented by the goat. Its stars include a GD, one of a cluster forming the goat's head. The B, a binary star near Algd, with it forming the lucky stars of the slaughter. Deneb Algd, the tail of the goat, and Omega Capricorni, which completes the triangle. That's a clue. We found the hidden shotgun. Investigate the source of the sound in the corridor. She has a gun. Book of healing. That's nice. You have a lead pipe. I don't like her having that. What is this? Book of Bravery. That's right. End turn. You like how you find these perfectly preserved books of magic, but after a few days they're ruined because the party can't take care of them. In the actual board game for Mansions of Madness, you don't find nearly as much stuff around. Sometimes you get very, very unlucky and find little to nothing. Some things are randomized, some things are not randomized. The newest edition, I'm not sure how it works because a computer controls everything behind the scenes because you're supposed to have a tablet with you. additional heal health. And he's blinded. I don't know how good that's gonna do him. Yeah, she's still gonna go after Carolyn. That's fine. Six damage, bitch. Eight. Leave Carolyn alone. Leave her alone. Holy fuck. Don't heal anyone. Thank you. I'm just gonna beat the crap out of her so she can stop shooting her. She's all upset. I like how the enemies have weapons and we don't ever take any of their weapons. Holy fuck! Okay. That looks painful, huh? He laughed at his own pain. Hey, buddy. What's this? A little table is full of items. Perhaps searching them will turn up one that's useful. I should take a look through all of this. Oh no, look through! Fuck! Some bullets were stolen. Brass key. Really? Letter abandoned on a table. It appears to have been written by a cultist a couple of months ago. I joined the herd because of my love of astronomy, and I was willing to overlook some of the group's eccentricities, but this is too much. I saw him drink that milk of the mother. I saw his body change. He grew larger, hairier. His feet became hooves, and horns curled from his brow. I must get out of this accursed place. How did this manage to stay here all this time? Feel the stability of your mind shatter. Sanity check. Small table which stands a reproduction of Goya's Saturn devouring his son, not the usual sort of home decor. I'm not sure which door this is. Oh. The reason why I'm not attempting it is because I think the agent that I can unlock, I think he has logic. Bodhi just heard birds and just went nuts. TF2, don't tell the first. What? I don't even know what that is. In here? No, it's not in here. It's that way down. All the way at the end. This hallway. Unlock. The door has been unlocked.
Let's get you out of there.
Thanks, I was starting to get worried in there.
Now all we need is to find this evil book.
No introductions. We're just fine. Fine as is. Alright. We have 8 shells. If I remember correctly, Roland... Investigators. More chance of dealing critical hit in combat, and he's strong with ranged. So... Reload, Book of Healing, Book of Rack, Book of Bravery. What's this? Really? Under the pillow, you find the Journal of a Lunatic. Many of its pages are covered with gibberish and obscene drawings, but a few passages stand out. The comet arrives. We've waited so long, but this time our priest feels it too. I can hear him at night. She has arrived. Tomorrow we go into the woods. Then we will complete the preparations at the house. It worked. I saw it with my own eyes. My one eyes. The black goat has given her blessing, and now it will spread. I hear her in my dreams. Thank you, Mother. Ya Shub-Niggurath. Called it. A clean dresser with a grimy mirror. The incongruity suggests someone intentionally left the mirror untouched. Polished oaken wardrobe. The doors are locked, making you wonder what's inside. Isn't epinephrine? Yeah, we do want this. It's basically our Phoenix down for the game. I haven't had to use it yet, so get the hell out of her way. Used on Carolyn. You better pass your sanity check. Okay, just in case. Did I miss anything? What is this? Oh. Fucking dirty bandages. Who the hell keeps dirty bandages around all over the place? Apparently crazy cultists. Move that over here. Radithor gets rid of a condition. Move that over here. Bodhi, you don't need to be all over the place. He's hearing birds and going nuts. So what happens if they lose all their sanity? I don't know what happens if they get all 3 traumas. I think they're possibly out of the game, but you have to get them on 3 traumas. She currently has 1. She's on self-mutilation. So the longer I am walking around, the more of a chance she has for, like, just hurting herself. Probably not the greatest thing to be doing right now. Oh, the pipe. I want the rabbit's foot back, but... These windows are locked tight. Surely that's fate's way of reminding you to find your friend before escaping. We did find him. But we did. How does one finish this game? By going through everything and solving each one. There's rooms that had battles in them that I could have skipped. If you pay attention to the clues, you get an idea of where to go. You don't need to examine everything. Certain characters have certain abilities attached to them. I can show you in this respect. It's under investigators. So Carolyn has, you can see under investigation, she has the search ability. Rex Murphy has the physical ability, but he also has circumstantial luck. He has good intuition, can provide advice, even when it doesn't have knowledge required. And Roland has logical. Whenever you search an area, the area could be involved with either search, social, manual, logical, willpower, or physical. And if you have a character with that investigation ability, they will give you a clue as to how to get through, how to properly search through whatever it is you're looking at. If you search incorrectly, move that over here. It moves the Mythos clock up by 1. When the Mythos clock, which is in the top right, hits all 5 of those little points filled in, a Mythos effect occurs, which ends up like making it more difficult to get through. So the less the Mythos clock moves, the better, which means the faster you move, the better. And there's certain things you just don't want to touch in general, as I've figured out beforehand, but I'm trying to find that one... Oh, this the painting. Because I think Roland has the ability to do this, right? Yeah. Roland has logical. Large painting of a black goat in a metallic frame. The way it hangs lazily from the wall, you can suspect it's ready to fall at any moment. You can't shake the feeling that there's something peculiar about the goat, but you can't put your finger on what. Before, until I got Roland out of there, they didn't have any advice. Now they do, because Roland has logical. If I can manipulate this thing properly, it should function. So manipulate. Bandages. Oh my god, real bandages. Another epinephrine. Yes, please. Take that. Move that. Trade it with that. I'd rather not have this. Ah! And every time we get into a fight, you have to do a sanity check. Cultist priest with 25 life does 7 to 10 damage, probably has a book of rack. Let's move him. And turn. Book of Rack. Get rid of that cultist leader as quickly as possible. 7 damage. Ooh, 10 damage altogether. This procedure's done the same every playthrough. Unfortunately, it's the same every playthrough. I really wish they had somehow fixed that or done something with a little bit more strategy or procedural generation. It's not as good as I was hoping overall, but for having a digital version experience of Mansions of Madness, I think it does a good job. It could be better, but it's fine for what it is. I'm not going to make it over there, so... This will give him bravery and increase his attacks, I believe. Yeah. Ooh, bravery on 2. You can change equipment willy-nilly without any problems. I mean, I don't necessarily need her with bravery, but... Hey, at least I wasted his turn with him healing himself. Seriously? You can't move there? Just hit him. It's fine. Use the Book of Rack on him again. The more we fuck him up, the more he's gonna have to focus on healing himself, I'm guessing. Unless she does his extra damage now. Ooh, oops. There's one down. Leave Carolyn alone. Really? Punch. He did 6 damage with his punch. Hey, Legacy. There was enough there to send to the asylum of... Use it on her. She needs it. I didn't want to, but she needs it. Alright. Here, a dirty bandage. It was previously used. Hope you're fine. You're fine. Thank God. Thank God. Your laptop backlight. Boo! Ew! That sucks. Where am I going? That one locked room. There is that back room.
Stars in the sky above. This is our chance for sweet romance.
Is there anything here? I think so. Here's the rabbit foot. Melee defense bonus +2. Initiative is lowered though. Better than that. Ew. Lead pipe is ruined. That's a... Here. This is what we'll do. We'll do move. We'll give him that gun. We'll give her the shotgun. Because she's likely to use the Book of Rack anyways. Gotta send it off to Dell for repairs. Do you have to send it to Dell, or like, I don't know what it is if you're a personal owner. I know you can have Dell technicians come to you. I mean, sending it off isn't bad because Dell usually sends your computer back like if your computer had stuff in the keyboards and everything, you're gonna get your computer back looking brand new. They clean the hell out of it when they touch their computers. This is the easiest, but it means no PC for a few weeks. Ew. Is it really a few weeks? So usually you're only like, I don't know what they are. Like I said, I don't know what they are with like personal stuff, but usually it's only like 7 days or something. Any enterprise contract for any company I've worked with, whenever we send a laptop off, you usually get it back within a week or so. It takes like 2 days to get to them. I think they usually spend 2 to 3 days on it, and then it usually takes like 2 days to get back to them. Something like that, but yeah. Let's start by making my own cipher key. With supreme concentration to decipher the wild script, the herald comes from Capricornus, appearing first near the goat's tail. Didn't we already do that? I guess not. Why does it say there's a door there? Because of this bookcase. Why can't we open that? Do I have to check this door first? Probably. I have a feeling it's a secret passage that leads all the way back over here. The door isn't locked, but it won't budge. There must be something that can help you open it. The door has been unlocked. I must have found something earlier. No, please.
What is this beast?
His horn is fleshy.
What science could create such a beast? It looks most like a goat, but its eyes radiate an almost human intelligence.
Why is this beast locked up in here? Is it a prisoner? Considering all those symbols, maybe they worship the thing.
I bet it's guarding something important. Could be the book. We'd better get rid of it.
If it is a guardian, it must be powerful. Run, my friends. Run while you still can.
Oh, you don't understand. Every time in this game we encounter enemies, we don't run, we fight them to the death.
Unarmed strike. Wait, can you kill anything with unarmed strike?
Yeah. You can hit with punches, but punches do very little damage. They do more damage in this, but it's not. Nothing has as few hit points as it does in the board game. Board game, if you try to punch, it's one damage. In this, it's 1 to 3. What? Oh yeah, that made no. No, you can't kill a ghost.
Yeah, it's like you grab at the sigils floating through the air,
Oh.
and suddenly the ghost is dead.
Oh yeah. Yeah, combat's handled very interestingly in the board game. Even though you have a gun, you don't roll for the gun necessarily. What you end up doing is you draw cards until you get the right card for the right type of monster. And you flip it over, and it will dictate to you. You first have to find I think you have to find a card that dictates the right type of monster, and it has to dictate whether you're using a melee weapon, unarmed, or ranged weapon. And then you read the text on it, and then it tells you what you test. Because you could end up drawing your gun, but the enemy could end up rushing at you, and it tells you to test your dexterity to jump outside. Or it will tell you to just roll for the firearm, or like multiple different things. The board game's really, really good in that respect. It's got a lot of thematic to it. What are we doing with you? I am worried about... The thing does 0 to 0. What's wrong with it? Immunity to blind and stunned. Okay. I want to get as close to... Book of Rack, Book of Healing... Why does Rack have such a low range for her suddenly? Is it the sigils? Oh, it's because she's blind. Oh, jeez. He's gross, but he looks all rad. Yeah, he does. I do like the design. Down to 13. Down to 6. What is he doing? Oh. And it's thunder. Oh, goody. We got lucky with doing Overwatch and getting that crit hit definitely helped. And now we have his ass. Carolyn! No! When an investigator's health drops to 0 during a fight, he or she will drop on the ground until the end of the fight or until you use an epinephrine item. If at least one member of the group survives the fight, all the knocked out investigators will stand up with a small part of their HP restored. Being knocked out will also trigger a sanity check for the affected investigator. Great, she's going crazier than she is. Hit him. I mean... Trade with her on the ground. Here. Oh, the epinephrine's nice. Half the health. It's better than them getting up on their own then. He has enough to actually shoot. Jeez. And now, as befitting what you ended up doing to her. Fuck off.
It's down.
I wouldn't be too sure of that. If that creature is as supernatural as those symbols indicate, you may have no way of killing it. Flee for your lives.
That's true.
Let's hurry up and find that book. Or whatever it was gotten.
Don't fucking look at it. Let's Strange objects and curious symbols scrawled in red cover the desk. Among them you find a note describing a base camp in the Louisiana Bayou. There the herd of Algidi prepared for the comet's arrival. Apparently their high priest visited to make preparations, and afterward, the herd spread rumors to keep superstitious locals away. Beside the note you find a comet-shaped stone with a slot-shaped base that suggests it's designed to be inserted somewhere. You take the stone. Where was there somewhere to insert something? There was something to insert somewhere. She just hurt herself. The drawer to this cluttered desk is locked. You'll need to open it before searching inside. Everything has its weak points. Find its flaws. The torn note from one of the cultists reads, "The passing of the comet was a monumental event. We all realize how blessed we are to have witnessed something so beautiful and monumentous. We explored the bayou where the comet fell. What we found was beyond our wildest hopes. Yeah, yeah." Table full of masks, specifically those worn by the herd of Algidi cultists. The masks apparently concealed a useful item, a knife. 67 damage. I like the butcher knife, but that's sanity damage. Ugh. Yeah, let's not look at that. The old tome lies upon a pedestal, suggesting it is especially important. Could it be the text Rex mentioned, Le Cote de Ghoul? This volume of dark rituals is not the one for which Rex Murphy is searching. We're gonna have to look at the science symbol. A large ritual symbol covers the floor. While it has similarities to those you've seen before, it's not the same. Still, its appearance suggests the herd were involved with the death of Professor Tilly Guest. Enemies can take sanity damage? No. No, every time you use the butcher knife, Brad, because the concept is the butcher knife is a very messy and powerful weapon. So while it does like a bunch more damage than the other melee weapons, every time you use it, you need to do a sanity check. Yeah, I thought that was gonna happen. Creature looks like an amalgamation of human and gold. It lies still, but you see its chest rise and fall as it breathes. It's still alive. She's a mess. It's that bookcase. A number of holes appear on the floor map, each beside a particular star. It appears an object is meant to be inserted in the holes. Where's our notes? Goat-like monster. Strange amalgamation of goat becoming human or human becoming a goat. I know there's something we should be doing. Smallest constellation of the zodiac, Capricornus is represented by the goat. Its stars become LGD. One of a cluster forming the goat's head. Deba, a binary star near LGD, with it forming the lucky stars of the slaughter. Deneb, LGD. I think this is the order. But let me double check. Place the comet where it should appear to open the way. Oh, no, that just tells us which ones they are. I need to know which one to use. The herald comes from Capricornus, appearing first near the goat's tail. Shit. Dinab Al-Jidi. So it's Dinab Al-Jidi. Doesn't one of these tell us something a bit more? I think it's just Dinab Al-Jidi. Comet-shaped stone fits the hole perfectly. You hear a big grinding sound in a nearby room. You do that incorrectly, Mythos clock
Did the
would
bookcase move?
Yes.
It sure did. And there's a door behind it. I'd bet my typewriter that's where we'll find the book.
Let's have a look.
I mean, do you want a typewriter? You can take one from here. I don't think any of them are going to be using it. They're mostly dead. On the cupboard next to the ladder, a note has been clearly placed. In case of emergency, use the material in the cupboard below. Keep your key with you at all times. Do not forget to replace whatever you use. Of course, the cupboard door is jammed tightly shut. How fragile that looks. Break the door. Ooh. Yes, please. Move that over here. Take the bullets, take the shells. How are we on life? We're all pretty good.
I shiver to imagine what knowledge these old books contain for them to be hidden away like this.
So much ancient knowledge gathered in one place. Imagine what I could have achieved with such resources.
If I were a book of evil magic, this is just where I'd call home.
This place feels eerie.
Fetching a book from the shelf, you peruse it to find an essay on outer worlds and inhuman creatures not unlike gods. While the elder gods resemble humans and act with benevolence, the great old ones are monstrous and malign. The outer gods reside far beyond the Earth and our solar system, exerting their influence from the uttermost reaches of unknown space. God damn it. Oh my god. You take a book at random and find its pages yellowed with age. Some of its passages fade into obscurity. One passage stands out. Cyclopean mass from which depend slimy black tentacles over stubby goat legs. The fecund miscreation constantly disgorges new children. Those that are not immediately consumed slither away to proliferate. That's a dark young. That's the young. That's the goat spawn, or not the goat spawn, the dark young. That's these guys. That's what it's describing. It's not just describing Shub-Niggurath, it's describing that. Cyclopean mass from which depend slimy black tentacles over stubby goat legs. The fecund miscreation constantly disgorges new children. Those that are not immediately consumed slither away to procreate. That's just one of Shub-Niggurath's children. It's the dark young. Are there any sanity heals? Cigarettes. That's gonna be a sanity check. No, fuck that. I'm not looking at that. This is also possibly a sanity check. We found it. Some ineffable aura about the book tells you it's important, but even before you read the title, Le Culte des Ghouls. Even touching it seems dangerous, but you can't leave it for the herd.
Here it is. Le Culte des Ghouls. Looks like it's all in French.
Look at these engravings. We saw a creature just like this drawing at Arkham Asylum. And this weird little one we first saw at the university.
This pattern looks like a constellation. It's Capricornus, the one we keep seeing.
There'll be time to read after we get out of this mansion.
Uh-oh, we have company.
Carolyn's a mess. She's only got trauma. I think once you get all 3 trauma and you get it again, then she loses her sanity. Focusing on the target is so hard, you can barely keep your hand steady. Chance of getting a critical hit in combat greatly lowered. She has another trauma. Don't we have the ability to remove a trauma? I think we do. That's what you get. Ow. Oh my god. Carolyn. Fucking hell. Leave her alone. Holy shit. Down to 2 damage left, and he's blinded. Feel the awful gaze of the great old ones on you to spare nausea your remaining sanity. Increase the chances of failing your next sanity check until the next scenario. Holy fuck. Yes, took her out. Carolyn Dartling. Do we not have any more shotgun shells? I would love for her to not have to do this, but she kind of needs it. I can't risk it. Tiger. Hello, putters. Don't kill her! Really? Fucking bastard. Fucking loser bastard. There we go. Move. Ooh. Yes, please. Damn it. Overwatch there. That goat's gonna come back. This book of healing is gonna be the only thing that's gonna keep her alive. You paid the extra 20 for expedited service. Yeah, I mean, that makes more sense. Blind. I could punch him for extra damage. Do it. In the face. So worth it. Oh, fuck. Overwatch is gonna do nothing for him. Here, fuck you. Excuse you. He's gonna punch you in the face. It looks like a Dark Young, was pretty sure it predates anime. I mean, the graphical representation of the Dark Young from Fantasy Flight is probably Fantasy Flight's rendition, because Fantasy Flight's rendition of certain ones don't match up with some descriptions, I've noticed. I do like their renditions of their art, though. Should you leave? No, not yet. A barely legible journal. Whoever wrote these words must have been under the influence of Sophia. Comparing these might reveal a clue. Find similarities. You decipher the note and read, "The milk of the mother has transformed me more than I ever dreamed possible. Indescribable power courses through me. The mother is wise. Now we can accomplish what was once impossible." This book is titled The King in Yellow. Wasn't this a banned play? Don't touch it. The Zohar in 12 volumes. It looks like an ancient edition, probably very rare. I don't remember what the Zohar is supposed to be. She's like, "Oh, look, the play, The King in Yellow. Let's take this and perform it for a local theatrical group." Might as well just see what the hell this is. None of those disgusting things, just like at Miskatonic. Obviously, the herd of LGD is involved in the professor's death. You decide it's time to leave the mansion.
Was having this book really worth all the trouble it caused you?
We have the book and everybody's here. It's time to move.
Oh, we're talking about Overlord? Managed to stay sane. I mean, Carolyn was on the verge. Since you've discovered evidence that the herd of LGD communicated with Professor Tillinghast and contacted Arkham Asylum about the Madgrave Keeper, you decide the group deserves further investigation.
His name may pop up more than once, but I can't imagine this Alphonse Lanois will prove helpful to your investigation. If you insist on seeking him out, you can find his shop in the French Quarter.
The investigators left at the office have got some much-needed rest. Their sanity is slightly improved. No trauma for the boomers. Harvey Walters. Let's take Harvey and let's take... I kind of want to take Rex. Sure you want to use these? Yeah. What is this? Book of Restraint is ruined soon. Harvey is gonna get Rack. Ruined. Healing is ruined. But we're gonna take it. And Rex is gonna get that. He's gonna get the knife. Give him a melee defense. That's it. That's all. Carolyn's one of your favorites in the board games. I've not heavily used her as much. She's just the head petter in Arkham Horror. I think in Mansions she was also a head petter. I don't remember. Mansions of Madness, first edition. I don't remember what she was. Second edition.
You're wasting time pursuing this Lanois character. He's untrustworthy at best, an outright liar at worst. If nothing else, New Orleans is a beautiful city to visit. You never know what you'll find around the next corner. Of course, not everything one finds here is a pleasant surprise. I hope nothing tragic befalls you on these unfamiliar streets.
Finally, we're in the French Quarter, and there's Jackson Square up ahead. If Rex was telling us the truth, we'll find Alphonse Lanois' shop on a back street nearby.
I still think this Lanois is not to be trusted.
Harvey Walters. Harvey Walters used to be one of my favorites from the base game stuff. Just because he was the easiest to make use of the spells. He was essentially the Wizard, even though he's not really. I want to say that...
It looks like Jackson Square is blocked off for the Mardi Gras parade.
There's nothing we need there anyway.
Such a pity. I long to tour Madame Lalaurie mansion.
I want to say, I think it was the librarian who was the best spellcaster, and she came in one of the expansions for Arkham Horror initially. Because I think she spent 1 less sanity to make use of any spell down to 0 sanity. So certain things that could cost a sanity to use, she wouldn't have to spend a sanity. My friend Jules was out fishing in the bayou when he came upon an old house. He reckoned it was abandoned, but then he saw a light inside. Well, old Jules just had to take a look, didn't he? What did he see inside? Some sort of monster, I suppose, but I couldn't get him to say more than that. In Mansions of Madness, the first edition, one of my favorites for a long time was Sister Mary. Because Sister Mary's ability forced whoever was playing essentially the big bad, had to spend an extra influence point just to do anything to her. And that was how you worked as the big bad in the original board game, is whoever was the big bad player had a certain number of points every turn to spend to do things. And those were essentially their influence points. In order to do anything to Sister Mary, they had to spend an additional influence point on top of what they would normally have to spend. So most of the time, the big bad would never want to target Sister Mary. Scent of fresh coffee fills the cozy cafe. It would be nice to return here under more pleasant circumstances. You feel at please. +1 sanity gain that we don't need. Gee, thanks. Why is that in a mailbox? Literally post office box. What the fuck? I feel like some of their descriptions are a little off. Yeah, I wish this was a little bit more procedurally generated like the actual Mansions of Madness board game. It would make it more interesting to play. I think that's what it was originally supposed to have been, but the original developers, whatever happened, had a falling out with Fantasy Flight, and they were pulled from the project until it was given to, I think it's Asmodee Games ended up doing this one. Car is the latest, most fashionable model available. You can't help pausing to admire the side of it. I don't remember the devs that did this one in the end, but the original devs that were originally working on it were pulled initially, and I don't know why. All we know is there was just issues with them working. We spare a dime. A grubby vagrant approaches, hand held out visibly. That's back streets. I don't want to go in the back streets just yet. This woman that's just standing here. Bourbon Street must be nearby. I can smell the filthy gutters and hear the racket they call music at these parts. God. Old Maggie June tells me Miss Cartwright from 2 streets down the way hasn't been seen for a month or longer. Some of them that's been out to the bayou since then say the witch dragged her out there by her hair and has boiled her up for some gumbo. Trying to hit up the streets first in case there's anything, but I doubt it. Brad, go to bed. Have a good night. Thank you for coming. Street cart full of wine cheesecake stands on guard in the street. Digging through the bottles might turn up something interesting, so we just steal this from the person. So the pocket watch drops the Mythos clock down to 0, which I do like, but I don't need at the moment, so I'm just gonna move it and take it. We will use it the first opportunity, because it just saves us from being hit by the damn Mythos. The Herd of Algidi must have some high standards for membership. They rejected me even though I have studied the night skies for 12 years. I wonder what their special requirements are. Here for the Mardi Gras celebration, the parade comes right along the street. I hear the floats are really something this year. A new crew called the Herd of Algidi spent a lot of money on theirs. Oh boy. Back with a bun and a coffee. Yum yum. What was she thinking? My youngest Mildred wanted to run off to play with her friends on the bayou. Well, you can be sure I forbade it. No child of mine is going out there, not with that witch just waiting to snatch her up. Among the rubbish, you could spot something notable inside the trash can. You found a new item, barbed wire. Wrap a little barbed wire around your fists and your punches will leave more than a bruise. For fuck's sake, really? Melee attack damage +2. That means your attack damage... Oh, all melee attack damage. Holy fuck. He does 8 to 9 now. Backstreet grocery store full of shoppers sniffing and squeezing produce before making their selections. Did you hear the herd of Algidi is making another float for the Mardi Gras parade this year? I don't know how they'll top last year's. When the balloon exploded, we all thought it was an accident, but then stars flew everywhere. Amazing. Bold letters over a vaguely squirming green and black background. The poster reads Mythos. You don't recognize that as a brand name, but you can't shake the feeling that the word has some connection to recent strange events in your life. Mythos cycles? Really?
An old voodoo shop. This must be the place.
The door's locked. Mr. Lanui, we've come to talk to you.
Wouldn't the jazz player normally be here? No, he wouldn't be here because he's one of the main characters you can pick.
Hey, get away from my shop. Hey, you won't trick me that easily, you bloody-handed assassins.
What? We're not...
I warned you he's untrustworthy.
Mr. Lanui, we're just here to talk.
Leave at once before I call the police.
He sounds upset. Maybe one of his neighbors can help us talk to him.
Ice Cube Iced Tea. You stop it. No, wait, Coolio. Man that's avoided making eye contact. Perhaps he could direct you to your destination. Charm him. Oh, fuck. Intimidate him, then. Alphonse Lanui, the person who responds, I know him well enough to cross the street when he walks by. The one person who treats like a friend is named Ash Aristide. I sometimes see them sitting in front of Jackson Square. Oh boy, can't wait to see if this Hollywood voodoo or IRL voodoo. If I remember, if I remember correctly, I don't think there's any voodoo characters in Arkham. Because normally you don't even go to a bayou. It all takes place around Miskatonic University. Pile of debris lies before you, but one item in it stands out as potentially useful. You found a new item, shells. So if there's any quote-unquote voodoo-like things that they do, it's still going to end up being Eldritch. I have a feeling this is where you're... That's a fight. After my friend David joined the herd of Algidi last year, he began acting all high and mighty. He's too good to speak to me anymore. Lanui, you mean the owner of that weird shop? Yeah, I've seen him around, but he's an odd duck. I don't know that I'd trust him if I were you. Is that the square right there? It might be. The newspaper article reads, Police investigating disappearance of Miss Elizabeth Cartwright. Anyone with information as to her whereabouts are to contact the police. Police discourage further reports of a bayou witch. Newspaper article on this year's Mardi Gras celebration predicts record attendance at a parade with the greatest costumes and floats ever seen in New Orleans. Nothing. Pile of debris lies before you. Perhaps there is something useful in all the clutter. This might need a closer examination. Straight up gun. Just lying here on the street with some bullets. That's fine. Welcome to the New Orleans. Harvey Walters all like, I found a gun on the street. That's fine. I'm gonna pocket this. Nothing bad about that. Ho-hum. Peering into the mailbox, you see a big box inside. Oh my god, the odor of fresh baked cookies wafts over you, reminding you of your grandmother's. This was supposed to be the mailbox. The coffee shop was supposed to be here. So we found another set of bugs. That I find it funny that I pointed that out about the mailbox. I'm like, that seems weird. Street cart full of wine, cheese, and cake stands unguarded on the street. Digging through the bubbles might turn up something interesting. Stands unguarded. Let's go through it. When there's too much stuff, sometimes it's faster to dump it out before searching. Empty. There's a fucking shotgun in there. Obviously, we're gonna take someone's shotgun off their cart. That's unsafe. I recognize that little cafe. They serve the most delicious tea. Something, 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 she said. She's a ghost. Stop talking. I heard the mayor owes this herd of Algidi a special favor after they helped with the so-called medical problem. I really like the vibe in this game, but there are certain things they could probably do a little bit better that make a little more sense. Yeah, I've heard the rumors about the witch house, says the man. They say it lies far out in the bayou where it stood abandoned for ages. I hear tell there's an old lady there now weaving magic. If you get too close, you can hear the screams of the victims she sacrifices. I'm not taking the filthy bandages. Landwy, I haven't seen him in a while. I see his friend sitting alone lately, always taking notes. I wonder what he's writing. I could always go to that one street that has a fight, but... Door to Alphonse Landwy's store. He has locked himself away in there, won't see anyone. I think I have to go on that one street. So we're forced into the fight. That's fine. We searched, we got stuff.
Those men are attacking that woman.
Let's give her a hand.
Oh, Marie Lambeau. Oh, I forget what her whole thing was. She's either psychic or there was some... I think Marie Lambeau, if she's the one I'm thinking of from Arkham Horror, she has less chance of doing a wild cast when casting a spell. Yeah, in Arkham Horror, one of the games, she has a third eye, which allows her to actively have a third hand. So when you play the Arkham Horror board game, each thing that you use has hand symbols on them because it takes a hand to hold it and use it in combat. She has a third hand that she can essentially use for casting spells, if I remember correctly. And it's supposed to represent her psychic abilities to actually be able to use the Eldritch magic without having to use her hands. There's a little backstory on the back of her Arkham Horror card. I don't remember if she actually appears in the Mansions of Madness series. She might. But she is very much an Arkham Horror. Patrons of jab clubs call Marie Lambeau the Smoky Velvet. Having heard her myself when visiting New Orleans, I can think of no better description of her voice. Some say it has a magical quality, or perhaps people only say that because Marie's grandmother was known to practice some sort of witchcraft down in the Louisiana bayou. His grandmother was an associate of Alphonse Landwy, so I can't say this reputation is without its sinister aspects. She's strong with magic, weak with initiative, weak with melee, average with ranged. She's good with willpower. Look at the thug woman. That is one thuggy woman face. Wait, is that supposed to be a woman? Where is it? Oh. There she is. She's over there. She's in the jacket in the back. In front of Marie. Alright. Book of Rack. Yeah, save Marie. Marie's portrait? Marie's portrait is supposed to be of her singing. All these portraits are from the actual board games, from their character cards. That's not the Marie Lambeau character card I have of her artwork from Arkham Horror. That's her newest artwork, I believe. Her older artwork has her a little bit more smiling, and I think it's a little bit more face on. Let's move Harvey up. Can I hit him? I can. Nice. Do it again. Do it again. Jeez. Giving him the knife and the barbed wire was probably one of the best things I could have done for him. I don't think it looks comical. It looks fine. I like her older drawing a little bit better, but like Carolyn Fern's new drawing here to show again, just a good thing. Carolyn Fern's new drawing, while I like it and it's still representative of her, I like her older portrait picture better. I think it just does her better justice for some reason. I just like it better. It's up in the air. Some of the characters I like the redesigned artwork that Fantasy Flight's been doing. Other ones I haven't liked as much. She has a knife. She does great with magic. She has a freaking knife. Just do it. Move her. I can barely move her. Oh, because she uses 4 just to use a knife. She's already down that much. Harvey's down to 8. There we go. I don't want to use that whole thing because I want to hit this guy twice. There you go. Pulled up the full pic. I haven't seen the full picture of her yet. The thing is, like, I've already invested so much money in Arkham Horror with the current edition, and I've seen the changes on the new one, and from what I've seen of the reviews of the new version of Arkham Horror on Board Game Geek, people are kind of up in the air on whether they like the changes or whether they like the way it played out beforehand. Overall, when there's that much disparity on the way it is, usually my personal opinion has been it's not really worth investing in a new version of a board game because it sounds like it's not going to feel a whole lot different. Mansions of Madness 2nd Edition, because it makes use of a tablet and all the players play cooperatively together rather than having all the players versus one player, it makes it for a different dynamic that's really good. I still like 1st Edition Mansions of Madness, but 2nd Edition is a lot of fun to play with the right people. And 1st Edition's a lot of fun to play with the right people. So I kind of like having them both. Plus, if you have the 1st Edition for Mansions of Madness, you can actually incorporate all the stuff in that game into the 2nd Edition. You can actually activate it in the application. Fanatic Devotion to the Great Old Ones renders their followers' skin hard as steel. Defense of enemies is increased until the end of the fight. Damage from ranged attacks is reduced. Oh. So they're harder to kill. That's fine. They're gonna die anyways. Even though we're taking a ton of damage right now. Book of Healing is ruined soon. We just started. It's gone. Healing Book is gone. Well, they didn't have much life left.
Oh, thanks for your help. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't come along when you did.
You're welcome. Who were those men?
I've never seen them before. They cornered me just as I came out of the social club. Maybe they heard me singing there. I haven't seen you before either. What brings you to the French Quarter?
We need to talk to Alphonse Lanouille at his voodoo shop, but he seems reluctant to let us inside.
Mr. Lanouille? He was friends with my late grandmère. He might remember me.
We'd be delighted to have you, but things aren't always safe around us lately.
Oh, don't worry about me. I can hold my own. Just not when outnumbered 3 to 1.
Why doesn't she have an actual flapper skirt? Why did they give her that? Could they not they probably couldn't animate a flapper skirt properly. That'd be really weird. It shouldn't be that hard to do it, I would think.
I don't know whether you can trust this local guide you've discovered. But let's hope your good deed in saving her goes unpunished.
I.e. the same reaction people have whenever a new version of anything comes out. And no, not with board games. If you don't have Arkham Horror from what I've seen and heard of the new one, it's worth having. If you already own the previous version, there's not a whole lot of feeling in the way it plays that people have kind of said it doesn't really justify. You have some people that say the old version's better. You have some people that say the newer version's better. Then you have some people that say they kind of are comparable to each other. Which to me says they're kind of probably very similar in the feel on how they play. Fresh wooden crate, sealed tight. You'll need something to open it if you want to look inside. A little applied mechanics. All it takes to open the container and see what's inside. Bandages. Move. Bandages. Here, you take that. Whereas Mansions of Madness first versus second edition, they both feel really good. They both play differently enough that I almost say it's worth having them both if you like them. Because I really like both of the versions. We play a lot more of second edition now because we like playing cooperatively rather than having one person against the other. It's also a lot quicker and set up for it. Mansions of Madness as it is, the first edition, takes, and this is no joke, takes an average of about 40 minutes just to set up and prepare for a single game. Catch a brief glimpse of a long bar and a dozen cozy tables all set with glasses of liqueur. A whiff of booze drifts out into the sidewalk and you realize the speakeasy isn't even trying to disguise its business. The police of this district must be well bribed. Mansions of Madness 2nd Edition takes your average setup time for a board game, I would say. Because the board gets laid out as you explore it, according to what the app says that you need to lay out. Whereas first edition, the person who plays the big bad has to make story choices, make decisions, and then lay out the board appropriately prior to playing, and then set the cards in very specific orders. It's an all-day game? No, it's not an all-day game. Talisman's not even an all-day game. Talisman depends on who you play with. And these days, I used to like Talisman. These days, I don't care for Talisman anymore. Talisman's a little too RNG for my taste. Like, you get RNG with Arkham Horror and Mansions of Madness, but you could really stack things in your favor. It's really hard to stack things in your favor with Talisman. I still like Talisman. I prefer the newer editions of Talisman over the old ones. Though I have played, I think, 2nd Edition Talisman a long time ago, and 2nd Edition is good because of the amount of stuff in it. But the newer ones that Fantasy Flight had released before Games Workshop took control of it felt a lot better because you have the fate points to spend to put things in your favor a little. I never saw this. Hand-drawn poster of a young woman is pasted to the brick wall. The notice says she's been missing for about a month. Very weird. Why did I not come here? I have been here. Bodhi. Mansions of Madness 1st Edition, 45 minutes setup on average. The games last anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, maybe. Come on. have to, oh, there we go. Lord Alpha and Lanwee's store. He has locked himself in there. What was it she had said? I kind of forgot. Lanwee has a bad reputation. He has a friend named Stride that hangs out near Jackson Square. He has a friend that often sits down alone taking notes. Okay, let's look for someone sitting down taking notes. Who are you? How can I be sure that you're a friend of Lanwee's? For all I know, you could be looking to cause trouble. Neither one of them has social. What does she have? Willpower. Here. If you need something, here's a shotgun. I don't think it's him. Someone who usually sits down taking notes. The nearby bush might conceal something interesting. You might find it if you have poked around. A tactile examination is required. Touch. 4 shotgun shells lying in this potted plant. Hi, buddy. You've only played Talisman like twice, not sure the addition, but with just 3 of us doing the base game, it takes like 5 to 6 hours. Depends on how, just the base game, 5 to 6 hours. I haven't had a, like, you could take that long, but usually the expansions make Talisman take longer. It's also like RNG on the cards and everything else, but Talisman's fun to be introducing to people who aren't used to thematic or newer board games outside of like the Monopoly crowd. But there's much better games out there, as I've learned over time. I still like it. It's just, it's not as high up on my list as it used to be. Woman looking around her, obviously nervous about something. If you could calm her, she might be able to talk to you. I'm not calming you. Oh, fine. Calm her down. Do you know Lanwee means the night? Maybe that's why he only goes out after dark. When he does, he usually spends time with a man called Arstid, who waits for him under a street lamp. Hey, you're taking notes. Cool. You're not. Are you taking notes? No, you just sit there. Oh, that's right. She was talking about, like, things. It's... You take notes. Spy an old man of distinctly Cajun appearance. He greets you with a broad smile. What brings you to La Ville Aristide this sunny day, mes amis? Aristide. I don't even know how it's pronounced. How it is. Alphonse Lanwee. You know, I am Alphonse, great guy, known here. You know Liami Alphonse, great guy, known. He always takes the time to chat with me. Lately, he seems anxious, maybe even frightened. He barely leaves his house anymore, not even to share the bottle of wine with his bon ami Aristide. Do you know what has made Alphonse such a recluse? Alphonse mentioned that name just before he started. I pressed it on accident. But whatever. Before he started acting so strangely, you said these people attacked you, non? Then they might hurt Alphonse. Show him this symbol. He told me it was an icon of peace. If you tell him you received this from his friend Aristide, he will help you, I hope. An elder sign.
All we need to do is show Lanwee this sign? That sounds too easy.
Let's give it a try.
Another breadcrumb, but does lead to the solution to this mystery. So that elder sign is the symbol that they use within the Fantasy Flight games. There is another elder sign that has been used on stories and other forms of artwork that consists of a tree, and I don't remember how the tree is done. I'm so used to Fantasy Flight with their the star symbol with the burning eye in the center. Because that's a flame where the pupil is. Called himself the Night One Edgelord. I don't know if he called himself that or it just happens to be his name and that's what they're all taking it as. No, I know with Talisman, the board game, and one of the things that always bugged me is there are certain characters within the board game, even with the remakes, that are overpowered compared to others. Go to Alphonse Louis' store. He has locked himself away in there and it won't see anyone. You knock on the door and can already hear the impatience coming from the other side of it.
Mr. Lanouille?
I told you to go away.
Mr. Lanouille? We were, told to show you this sign.
Ah, so you're requesting sanctuary. Very well. If Aristide vouches for you, you may come inside. Now that I have a closer look at you, I must say you don't appear very much like assassins. What do you want?
Why would you be expecting assassins?
All I can say is that someone out there wants to kill me. And I won't take one step outside my house until I know the threat is over. Now answer my question. What do you want?
We're investigating the death of a friend who was murdered recently. The trail led to a member of the herd of LGD.
You consort with the herd? Why, then you are my enemies, and the shop's ward should have prevented you from entering. I'll just...
Wait, no. The herd are no friends of ours.
Is that so? Well, whether or not that's true, I fail to see what any of this has to do with me.
A reporter named Rex Murphy pointed us to here and suggested you might have more information about them.
Rex is standing next to you, Harvey, you fucking bastard.
What's more, our late friend, Professor Tillinghast, mentioned you in her notes.
I feel like they should have programmed Rex to say something, and if he was in your party, he would overtake whatever anyone else would say.
Tillinghast? You're friends of Wilhelmina Tillinghast?
Yes, just recently in Arkham,
And you say she's dead. You actually saw her corpse?
Yeah, that's why we're...
Oh, no. No. It's gone much further than I imagined. No wonder they're after me.
What's gone further? Who is after you?
Why, the herd, of course. They're behind all of this. Quickly, there's no time to waste.
What is this sputtering fool talking about? And the way he keeps interrupting you, how rude.
Wait just a moment.
Engelbert. He's my assistant. I sent him to infiltrate the herd and learn what designs they might have on me. If Tillinghast is dead, I fear he might be next. I don't dare leave the protections of my shop. You must find him and bring him back here. Take 2 right turns after leaving my shop. His house is the one with the red door, just past the cafe.
This is all too much. I bet he's just sending you on a wild goose chase to get rid of you.
One of your favorite rules from the tabletop RPG is that Elder Sign is protected for the Elder Gods, so if you mistakenly try to wear one for protection, you can still be vaporized, but the sign will be just fine. Sounds interesting, but, I mean... Like, I'm used to the way it works in the Fantasy Flight board games. I think in Mansions of Madness, if you have an Elder Sign, you can use it as an action to force any enemy to, or any enemies in sight to take 1 space step away from you. I think that was it. I don't fully remember what it does. It's pretty good for the most part. In Arkham Horror, you need 5 of them. Arkham Horror, you have to actually seal portals to other worlds, and you want to seal them with an Elder Sign because they cannot be reopened. Unless you're playing against certain ancient ones, but those are all specific rules that are completely different that make the game really hard. A mysterious object that attracts your attention, you have no idea what it does, but if it's in Lanouille's shop, it must be special. You reach for the object.
Look with your eyes, not your hands. What are you, children?
Should we just wait until he's dead? Mysterious object that attracts your attention. You have no idea what it does, but if it's in Lanwi's shop, it must be special. I think we're actually going to save it in here in Lanwi's shop.